Hello students, this is the revision video for Social Science Unit Test 1. Before we start with the revision, we will have a look at the portions and the question pattern for this first unit test. Portions for your first unit test. For this first unit test, you have lesson 2 in geography, that is physical geography of Tamil Nadu. In civics, it is lesson 1, state government. In economics, it is lesson 1, food security and nutrition. And in history, it is lesson 1, outbreak of the World War I and its aftermath. In this lesson, you will be having up to the causes of the First World War. Okay, so in causes, you have almost 7 points. Okay, you have up to the causes of the First World War, that is up to the immediate cause. Okay children, and now let us see the question pattern. Question pattern. The first Roman letter is choose the correct answer. You will be asked 5 questions and each question carries half mark, so totally 2.5 marks. Second one is fill-ups. Here also you will be asked 5 questions and each question carries half mark, so totally 2.5 marks. Third one is distinguish between. Distinguish between, you have it in your geography lesson. 2 questions will be asked and each question carries 2 marks, so totally 4 marks. Fourth one is give reasons. It is also in your geography lesson. Each question carries 2 marks and 2 questions will be asked, so totally 4 marks. Fifth Roman letter is answer the following questions briefly, that is short answers. 3 questions will be asked, each carries 2 marks, totally 6 marks. And Roman letter 6 is answer in detail. You will be asked 2 questions, each question carries 3 marks, totally 6 marks. So you will be writing totally for 25 marks. Is it clear children? Now let us start with the revision. Geography lesson 2, physical geography of Tamil Nadu. First we will have a short summary on the lesson. Physical geography of Tamil Nadu. In this lesson, we studied about the physical aspects of our state, such as landforms, drainage. Drainage means the river system, climate, soil, natural vegetation, wildlife, etc. The 3 main physical divisions in Tamil Nadu are mountains. That is, we have the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. We have the plateaus and plains. So the 3 main physical divisions in Tamil Nadu are mountains, plateaus and plains. And next is the drainage system, that is the river system. The important rivers in Tamil Nadu are Kaveri, Palar, Ponnayar, Vaigai and Tamarabarni. We studied about all these rivers in detail. And we also studied about the soils of Tamil Nadu, the forest cover of Tamil Nadu, and finally we studied about the disaster risk reduction. That is how to reduce risk through systematic efforts during natural disasters such as earthquakes, volcanoes, landslides, cyclones, droughts, and forest fires. And now let us move on to the question and answers of this lesson. Distinguish between. As far as this distinguish between is considered, it is enough if you write any 2 valid important points on either side. Okay, so it is enough to write 2 important points on either side. First question, distinguish between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats is a continuous range of mountains. Its average height is about 2000 to 3000 meters. And Eastern Ghats are not continuous, that is, they are discontinuous range of mountains, and their average height is about 1100 to 1600 meters. The Western Ghats enters the states through Nilgiri district and runs up to Kanyakumari district. These Eastern Ghats extend from northeast to southwest through the districts of Vellore, Dharmaburi, and Erode. The highest hills of the Western Ghats is Anamalai, and the highest hill of the Eastern Ghats is Shervarayan Hills. Okay, last point is, as we have already seen, Western Ghats are continuous range of mountains and Eastern Ghats are discontinuous range of mountains. It is discontinuous because it is dissected, that is, it is separated at many places by the rivers which flows towards the Bay of Bengal. Okay, children. Second question, distinguish between tropical evergreen forest and tropical deciduous forest. The tropical evergreen forest never shed their leaves. So the trees in the tropical evergreen forest never shed their leaves, and the trees in the tropical deciduous forest shed their leaves to avoid loss of moisture during dry season. Okay. These tropical evergreen forests are found in places which receive more than 200 centimeters of rainfall, and the tropical deciduous forests are found in places where it receives rainfall between 100 to 200 centimeters. Third question, distinguish between river Kaveri and river Tamarabarni. River Kaveri, it originates at a place called Talakaveri in the Brahmagiri hills of Kudagu district of Karnataka in the Western Ghats. So this is the place where river Kaveri originates. And river Tamarabarni originates from a peak in the Podigai hills on the Western Ghats above Papanasam in the Ambasamutram taluk. Okay. And second point, river Kaveri flows through the districts of Dharmaburi, Salem, Karur and Tiruchirappalli, and finally it merges, that is, it joins or mixes into Bay of Bengal to the south of Kadalur district. River Tamarabarni flows through the districts of Tirunelveli and Thuthukudi and finally flow into the Bay of Bengal near Punnaikayal in Thuthukudi district. The important tributaries of river Kaveri are Bhavani, Noyal and Amaravati, and the important tributaries of river Tamarabarni are Karayar, Servalar, Manimuttar, Gandhanadi, Pachayar and Ramanadi. And river Kaveri is said to be a non-perennial river because it does not have water flow throughout the year, and river Tamarabarni is said to be a perennial river. So in this you can write any two valid important points. Okay. Give reasons for the following. First question, Eastern Ghats are not continuous range. So why Eastern Ghats are not continuous range of mountains? The answer is Eastern Ghats is a discontinuous and irregular one. It is dissected at many places by the rivers which drain into Bay of Bengal. Its height range from 1100 to 1600 meters. Okay. Second question, Tamil Nadu receives low rainfall during southwest monsoon. Why Tamil Nadu receives low rainfall during the southwest monsoon? Tamil Nadu is located in the rain shadow region. That is, it is located on the other side of this Western Ghats. When the wind from the Arabian Sea hits the Western Ghats, the state Kerala receives heavy rainfall. Since Tamil Nadu is located on the other side of the Western Ghats, it receives only very less rainfall. Here in this answer, the rain shadow region That word is very important. So as a result, Tamil Nadu receives low rainfall during the southwest monsoon. Third question, alluvial soil is fertile. Why alluvial soil is fertile? Alluvial soils are formed by the deposition of silt by the rivers. Alluvial soils are generally fertile as they are rich in minerals such as lime, potassium, magnesium, nitrogen, and phosphoric acid. It is deficient in nitrogen and humus. It is porous and loamy. Okay, so alluvial soil is said to be fertile. Fourth question, Kadalur is a multi-prone disaster zone. Give reasons. The answer is Kadalur is a multi-prone disaster zone because it is located under the very high cyclone-prone zone and flood-prone zone. Moreover, it is a coastal area. So we know that Kadalur is a coastal area. It is located near to the sea. Okay. So often it is affected by the natural disasters like flood and cyclone. Next, we will see some of the important short answers. Answer the following questions briefly. What is Terry? The sand dunes formed along the coast of Ramanathapuram and Toothukudi districts are called Terry. Okay. And second one is, how is coastal plain formed? The coastal plains of Tamil Nadu are also called as Coromandel or Cholamandalam plain, which extends from Chennai to Kanyakumari. These coastal plains are formed by the rivers that flow towards east and drain in the Bay of Bengal. It is more than 80 kilometers wide at some places. So at some places this coastal plain is about more than 80 kilometers wide. Next question, name the major islands of Tamil Nadu. Some of the major islands of Tamil Nadu are Pamban, Hare, Krushadai, Nallathanni Teevu, Pullivasal, Srirangam, Upputhanni, Island Grounds, Kattupalli Island, Kubal Island and Vivekananda Rock Memorial are some of the major islands of Tamil Nadu. Go through the answers for these questions given in your textbook and also refer your classworks and printed notes. The next is answer in detail. In this we will see about the question, describe the nature of the plateau region of Tamil Nadu plateaus. Plateaus of Tamil Nadu are located between the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Some of the important plateaus of Tamil Nadu are Baramahal Plateau, Coimbatore Plateau and Madurai Plateau. So while writing about these plateaus, you have to write about where these plateaus are located in Tamil Nadu and the height of these plateaus and the importance of these plateaus. Refer your printed notes, classworks and also your textbook for more detail. And now we will move on to the next lesson. Okay. Civics lesson 1, state government. In this lesson, we have studied about the structure of the state government. It includes 3 main divisions. They are the executive, legislature and judiciary. We also studied about the powers and functions of the governor, chief minister, ministers and speaker. And next we studied about the state legislature. Okay. And finally we studied about the functioning of the judicial system in the state. And now let us look into the important question and answers from this lesson. Answer the following questions briefly. First question, what is the importance of the governor of the state? The governor is the constitutional head of the state executive. Generally, there is a separate governor in each state. But if the situation warrants, the same person may be appointed as the governor of 2 or more states, and Article 154 describes the executive power of the state in the governor. Okay. And second question, name the states which have unicameral and bicameral legislature. Most of the states have unicameral legislature and some states have bicameral legislature like Bihar, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have bicameral legislature. Third question, what is the original jurisdiction of the High Court? See, only in the matters of admiralty, probate, matrimonial and contempt of court they have the original jurisdiction. The presidency high courts have original jurisdiction in which the amount involved is more than 2000 and in criminal cases which are committed to them by the presidency magistrates. Fourth question, what do you understand by the appellate jurisdiction of the High Court? As courts of appeal, all high courts entertain appeals in civil and criminal cases from their subordinate courts as well as on their own. They have, however, no jurisdiction over tribunals established under the laws relating to the armed forces of the country. Okay, is it clear, children? And now let us move on to the detailed question. First question, what are the powers and functions of the Chief Minister? For this question, you have to write about the powers and functions of the Chief Minister relating to the Council of Ministers and powers and functions of the Chief Minister relating to the Governor and powers and functions of the Chief Minister relating to the legislature. Okay. And second detailed question is critically examine the functions and powers of the Council of Ministers. So you have to describe the functions and powers of the Council of Ministers. So now let us see some of the powers and functions of the Council of Ministers. These Council of Ministers decides the policies of the state and implements them effectively, and they also control the financial policy and they decide the tax structure for the public welfare of the state, and they also make important appointments for the head of the departments. Annual financial statement, which is called as the budget, is finalized by these Council of Ministers, and they frame the proposals for incurring expenditure of the state reserves, and they also discuss and take effort to solve the disputes with other states. So these are some of the functions and powers of the Council of Ministers. Refer your classworks, printed notes and also your textbooks and learn all these questions which are revised in this video. And don't forget to learn the 1-mark questions, fill up, choose from your book bag and classwork notes. Economics lesson 1, food security and nutrition. In this lesson, we studied about what is meant by food security, the availability and the way to access the food grains, the purchasing power, what is meant by agricultural policy, the multidimensional nature of poverty, and finally we studied about the nutrition and health status and policies in Tamil Nadu. So what are the various steps taken by the government of Tamil Nadu to improve the nutrition and health status of the people? And now let us move on to the question and answers from this lesson. Answer the following questions briefly. First question, define food security according to FAO. Okay, so what is meant by food security? Food security exists when all people at all time have physical, social and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food which meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Okay, so this is the definition for food security according to FAO. And second question, what are the basic 3 components of food and nutrition security? The 3 main components of food and nutrition security are availability of food, access to food, and absorption of food. And if this question is asked in 2 marks, you can write only the three name of these three components. Okay. If it is asked in 5 marks, you have to explain each. And third question, write some name of the nutrition programs in Tamil Nadu. Some of the nutrition programs in Tamil Nadu are Purachi Thalaivar MGR Nutrition, National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education, General ICDS projects and World Bank assisted integrated child development services, Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana scheme, Tamil Nadu integrated nutrition program, and midday meal program in Tamil Nadu. So these are some of the nutritious programs in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Answer in detail. Explain minimum support price. What is meant by minimum support price? Minimum support price means it is the fixed price which is fixed by the export group for the crops during the sowing season, and farmer have the option to either sell the harvested crops to the government with the minimum support price, or he can sell it in the open market also. Refer your classworks, textbooks, or printed notes for this answer. Second question, elaborate the public distribution system. In Tamil Nadu, we have the universal PDS. There are two types of public distribution system. One is the universal PDS and the second one is the targeted PDS. In Tamil Nadu, we follow the universal PDS. Okay, universal public distribution system. Refer your textbooks, classworks, and printer notes for the answer to this question. History lesson 1, outbreak of the World War I and its aftermath. In this lesson, you have to learn up to the causes of the First World War. That is up to the immediate cause of the First World War. In this lesson, we studied about the capitalist countries which fought among themselves for the markets and also for the scramble, that is for the colonies. They started to search for colonies for their manufactured goods and to sell their manufactured goods, and slowly they took the control over those countries. Okay, and we studied about the rise of Japan as an imperial power in Asia, and we discussed about the important factors which led to the cause of the start of the First World War. Answer the following questions briefly. First question, how do you access the importance of the Sino-Japanese War? Okay, the Sino-Japanese War took place in 1894 and 1895. In 1894, Japan forced a war on China. The crushing defeat of China by the Little Japan in the Sino-Japanese War surprised the world. So China is a very big country and Japan is a small country, and this defeat of China by Japan surprised the world. Despite the warning of these great powers, Russia, Germany and France, Japan annexed the Liaotung Peninsula with Port Arthur. By this action, Japan proved that it was the strongest nation of the East Asia. Okay, so despite of the warning of the great powers, Japan annexed Liaotung Peninsula with Port Arthur also, and from this incident Japan proved that it was the strongest nation in the East Asia. Second question, name the countries in the Triple Entente. The countries in the Triple Entente are Britain, France and Russia. Third question, what were the three militant forms of nationalism in Europe? The three militant forms of nationalism in Europe are England's Jingoism, France's Chauvinism and Germany's Kultur. And fourth question, what do you mean by the trench warfare? Trenches are ditches which are dug by the troops enabled soldiers to safely stand and protect themselves from the enemy fire. Okay, the main lines of trenches are interconnected to each other so that by the rear side they can share the food, ammunition, fresh troops, that is, new soldiers, mails, and orders through this interconnection. Okay, so by using this trench warfare concept, French were able to win the Germans in the Battle of Marne. Okay, is it clear, children? Answer in detail. Discuss the main causes of the First World War. In this question, you will be asked to write any three causes of the First World War. So you can write any three causes for the First World War. So the causes, what are the causes of the First World War? The first cause is the European Central Powers were divided into two. Okay, they were the European alliance and the counter alliances. Second reason is the violent form of nationalism. Third one is the aggressive attitude of the German emperor. Next one is the hostility of France towards Germany. Next is the imperial power politics in Balkans, the Balkan Wars, and last it is the immediate cause of the start of this First World War. So you can write any three causes for the start of this First World War. Okay, children, listen, refer your classwork notes, textbooks, and printed notes. Prepare well for your unit test 1. Also learn the 1 marks fill ups and choose from your book back and from your classwork notes. All the best. Thank you.